Greetings to you, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And this is going to be really a fun topic. It's 5 marriage communication mistakes, because as usual, I'm going to get into it from a completely different perspective. I'm Paul Friedman. I'm founder of the Marriage Foundation. We have over 70,000 subscribers already. It's amazing how people are tuning in to what I consider to be a scientific and very positive approach to marriage. We've helped thousands of people with their marriages. You should go to our website. You should click like, even though you haven't heard the video yet. You should subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. So, 5 marriage communication mistakes. This is important because what is marriage anyway? Marriage is connection. You can say it's union. What is marriage? It's union. Union is holy because you married your soulmate. It's not a greeting card term. You're a soul. Your wife or your husband, they're souls. Among all the souls you found each other, your soulmates. You connect on a level that no one else in your life is connected to you on. And you might as well get the most out of it, which is happiness and love and harmony. This is an amazing thing. And communication is so vital in marriage. So these are the mistakes that most people make. Now I'm going to go through the list. Number 1, not challenging yourself before you talk or before you listen to be considerate. So this is incredibly important because we're not used to proactively being considerate. We live in a world that is hustle and bustle. We're communicating all the time. Hey, get me this report. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. Hey, yeah, I'll get it when I'm ready. And we're dealing in a mundane world primarily. And so our communication is not based on consideration. Consideration comes from the heart. It's a loving attribute that we incorporate into who we are. When you're with your spouse, you never not want to be considerate. You want to always be considerate. So, before you say something or before you respond, regardless of the mood or anything, stop and go, okay, be considerate. Just remind yourself you're with the person you swore to love for the rest of your life. You want to bring in happiness and love. You don't want to bring in tension. Inconsideration always brings in tension. So stop. Okay. Number 2, this is a big one. This requires a little bit of work. And if you're noticing, everything that I talk about is about inner work on yourself, not on your marriage. So number 2 is expecting answers that please you. This is a mistake. It's natural. When we communicate, or when someone is communicating with us, we have a very narrow channel of expectation because we mostly live in a realm of cause and effect, and we don't get out of the realm of our self-preservation mode. So we are mostly, this is not condemnation, it's just reality, we're mostly dealing in a fear-based environment where, oh my God, what's going to happen now? What should I prepare for? What should I do? And that's not what marriage is all about. I coined the phrase, the sacred space of marriage, because the two of you have agreed to live in love, harmony, and happiness. So there should be no fear. So you have to stop your mind from having expectations of getting the kind of communication that will feel okay for you. Because your husband or your wife is not out to get you. So just relax. Just relax. Don't seek to be pleased. Don't worry about being caught off guard. You're committed to each other. You're like one. So don't worry. Be happy applies here. Don't have expectations of that which is coming to you to be okay. It is all okay. And just here. Number 3, it's a big mistake to be reactive instead of open-minded. It's a huge mistake, and everyone makes it, that as soon as something comes to you, and this ties in with the previous one, as soon as something comes to you, we have this subconscious that has layers and layers and layers of automatic reactions. We don't even think. We don't even analyze. We don't even consider everything. We just react. So it's a big mistake to be reactive, and you don't have to be. As soon as you feel something coming up that is reactive, just stop and just go, okay, wait a minute. To yourself, you're talking to your mind, just calm down. We're not going to be reactive. I'm going to listen. I'm going to hear. Not just listen, I'm going to hear. And I'm not going to let my mind be critical, judgmental, condemning. And now is the time to like the video. As if you've come this far, you like this kind of information, and subscribe to the channel. Now we're going to get into number 4. Another huge mistake is that we utilize our communication to make demands instead of utilizing our communication to make love. You know, making love is not necessarily sexual. All of our communication should be loving, filled with joy, filled with love. When you put out a demand, you have bypassed all of the good stuff of marriage. It's a big mistake to bypass the good stuff of marriage. Why would anyone do that? It's because we haven't been taught, frankly. You know, I was a divorce mediator before I started helping people. This is in 2001. And a couple asked me to help them save their marriage. I was a communication expert. What a coincidence. And so I said, okay, give me a few months to study up on marriage. Right away, I spoke to my Western psychology friends who used to send me business. And I said, okay, here's an opportunity for me. What do you suggest? And they weren't offended that I wanted to help a couple. They thought it was a good idea because Western psychologists are mostly good people, but they're not taught about marriage the correct way. They come from a psychological perspective instead of a perspective of love. And they said, well, just listen and see if you could offer suggestions. And, you know, your clients will last between a couple of visits to a couple of years, and just take it easy with them. And I thought, a couple of years? Oh my God. I don't want to live in a marriage that takes a couple of years to heal. And so I started diving deep into what marriage is all about. And as a businessman, you might say, what I did was, I said, okay, what's the goal? What do we want out of our marriage? And then I structured everything according to the goal. The goal is universal. All of us are human beings. We desire, we crave 2 things primarily: happiness and love. And they're interchangeable, and they complement each other. And so I put everything together that way, and I grew this, what are now teachings. And by 2009, long time ago I know, we finally put together courses that are online courses that really hit all of the important points for people and gives them the ability to save marriages that Western psychologists basically give up on. We don't give up at all. Here's how you do it. It's structured, it's mechanical, and it works. So that's why everything that you hear from me when you watch these videos, and we have over 1,000 videos, have lots of articles, and go to the website, download the top 10 do's and don'ts, see what we have, see what you need, because we want your marriage to be thrilling. It should be thrilling. So don't make demands. Number 5, this is what I've just been talking about. The biggest mistake is we don't prepare ourselves to be loving. We just jump right into, the urge to say something right now, or the urge to ask for something right now. And it's not necessary. We don't have to do that. We could step back a little bit and go, okay, am I feeling love for him? Am I feeling love for her? And because we have free will and volition, we're the ones who control that. It's not because of how they behave or the moment, or you just saw a romantic movie or just saw, a horror movie. It's up to you to control the mind. It's up to you to cultivate the love. So before you speak, before you communicate, just stop and go, oh, I'm so in love with you. And then go from there. Okay, so I've given you the big mistakes, but I've also given you, in doing so, how to do this better. And trust me, after all these years and all these marriages that we saved, this stuff really, really works. So I'm glad you stopped by. I hope I see you again. Thank you, and God bless you. Take care.